This RC film, boy.
I don't think so. All right. Dr. Pepper.
Oh, well, if I should have known, if I'd have known that, I would have not gotten coffee.
It's okay. Why are you getting coffee? It's nighttime.
Well, I don't know. It's 6:07. You're right, actually. You make a good point. And I'm not gonna lie, Dr. Pepper kind of sounds good right now.
You're just trying to stay up to get those Oasis tickets, aren't you?
I gotta get those Oasis tickets. I am gonna actually. You know what? It sucks because now you've enticed me. I will return here in a moment.
Okay. Sounds good. I don't think anyone's watching this, but if you happen to tune into this live stream after it's been live, hello, everybody. We're here to do a celebratory live stream for the band Oasis, which has come out of retirement and they're doing a reunion. Oh, wait a minute. No, they're not. Sorry. We're doing a LBS live stream. Oh, and there's Zach.
Whoa.
How's it going?
I'm doing well.
No one's here yet.
Mm.
Not even Nathan's here, but he's here.
Are we live?
We are live.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yep. It says so.
David might be joining us later. I don't know. Well, he said he would, but he is not here, so we'll see. Vanessa said she probably won't make it, but if the stream goes later, she might. There's a small chance she might be able to hop on, but I told her no sweat.
Okay.
How's it going?
It's going well. I shoveled probably about 750 pounds worth of mulch today.
Is that for the pool stuff?
No, that's for my other job.
You have another job?
I do now.
What do you do?
Whatever the old man tells me to do.
Oh.
Not my dad, but
another old man?
Yeah.
My secondary old man.
Is it like landscaping?
Yeah, well, I'm basically helping out at my old elementary/middle school with a variety of heavy lifting tasks. So
nice.
Yeah.
Zach, do you have a Dr. Pepper?
I do not. I thought about showing up the way that I did at your house, our last meeting, with a Dr. Pepper and my Chipotle, smiling like a very happy child. But we were doing Asian noodles today for dinner. Nice. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have that instead.
Well, that's awesome. You have Dr. Pepper with said Asian noodles.
I could have.
Yes. Oh, God, I hate it because I have some leftover teppanyaki in the fridge right now. So I don't know. That at some point, you boys might have to watch me just chow down. Yes. But hi, Zach. I haven't said that yet.
Hello.
I feel like we see each other so regularly now that we don't even need introduction. It's just, oh, tell me about the old man.
Show us the old man. Yeah.
What is the old man?
The log.
Real question is, why is the old man?
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, still no one's here. But we are. But that's okay, because I think what we'll do is we can just talk about Little Black Submarines. We've talked about it so much. And since no one's here, I don't know what people are necessarily, what questions people necessarily have or what they're interested in. But I think we've all seen the behind the scenes documentary by now, the 2-hour thing.
Yep.
I haven't watched the updated version all the way through yet.
It's the same thing, pretty much.
Well, apparently the end is different.
The end?
Well, y'all were like, yes. I was weeping. I was dehydrated afterwards.
I have no idea what you're talking. If there wasn't that ending, what version did you see?
It just cuts off the version we watched, I think.
Yeah. Because we didn't have any at the premiere.
There's way more. There's way
Yeah.
more stuff in there.
Because the one that we watched at the premiere was only like an hour long.
Yeah, there's like way more in the YouTube version. So for those of you who are tuning in later, I showed like an hour cut of this documentary with a lot of stuff cut out. A lot of the stuff that was cut out was like me talking to the camera, or like Zoom calls with me in the cast, or moments that were I thought were nice. It was one thing to watch like on your own on a computer, but it was another thing to just watch with a group of people where it's like, this is just a little too long or whatever. So, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, Zach, you definitely should watch that.
I need to. No, I've watched like maybe halfway through the other day, so I need to finish it.
Do you know what we need to do now? We just need to watch the documentary on mute.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I was going to say, I won't lie to you. I am currently watching it right now. I just turned it on right now.
Well, I won't lie to you. I am listening to Oasis right now.
I won't lie to you. That's a real sinister thing to do.
Let's see. I'm just going to put this up here. Oh, I have to shift some windows around to share my screen.
Zach, are you ready to be spoiled of the Little Black Submarines documentary?
Well, we won't watch the full thing. It can just go on the background. We don't have to react to it necessarily.
That's fair. Zach, just avert your eyes. The ending is great. That's all I can say.
That's what I've heard.
The ending is...
I'm surprised everybody was has been saying that. Well, I guess I'm not surprised, but I was like, oh, like Vanessa texted me too. It was like
saying that she had cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, she also messaged me this.
Well,
but that's always kind of go ahead.
There's going to be no context for the viewers, but in our group chat, I had just sent my scriptment for another project, and then I received your guys' video, and I was so confused. And then I was like, oh, it's for the documentary.
This is off topic. Have you made the revised version of that thing yet, Zach?
I am finishing it tonight.
Okay, perfect. When you are finished with it tonight, please message me, and I will get on it.
Sounds good.
I can also get on.
Oh. Okay. I can also get on.
Well, because you had said, this is going to be so boring for everybody else watching. You had said you were available on Monday, right? To call regarding feedback?
Yes. I think this would work out because of the Marvel pitches.
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
So we could just do it right afterwards or right before or whatever we want to do.
I will talk to Caleb because I'm just going to see if he reads it as well, and I'll make sure it gets to him as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Chish. Man. Sorry, I'm looking at this documentary footage. I'm just like, wow. Like, we look so much like we look older and younger.
Yeah.
Oh, is that not? I don't think that's just good.
Yeah.
That looks cleaner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So watching through this documentary, I guess, I don't know. We haven't really talked publicly about the movie, I don't think. We've talked a little bit. But since the live stream, since the movie's been out, since everything.
Yeah.
And re-going through this footage, I mean, what comes to your guys' minds?
Goodness. Gosh, I never knew a lot of the stuff that happened before you guys came over. Like, getting to see that stuff was cool.
Like all the pre-production stuff?
Yeah. Like, before Caleb and I were a part of it, like all the stuff that was happening pre us being there.
Well, I mean, you guys are the beginning of this thing. Like, you guys were there from the beginning.
You're right. You're correct.
You just meant like the tasks that we did in Portland.
Yeah, like right before you guys really came up to us and were like, "Hey, we want to work with you on this movie." Like I didn't like. There was just a lot of stuff that you guys were doing behind the scenes that, like, I don't know, we weren't there, so we didn't get to see.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm thinking of was there was an outline before we came up for the mentor shooting.
Yep.
And that was completely different.
It was definitely different.
Yeah.
Now that the mentor and Little Black Submarines are out, I can spoil a thing or two about that outline now. So, without getting into the spoilers of Little Black Submarines, or the mentor for that matter, there was a scene. Okay, goddamn.
You just said we can spoil stuff, and now we can't spoil stuff.
Okay. How about this? Fine. With that being said, there was a outline of the mentor where the biggest change was Anna died of the mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Like Anna shows up and then she dies in the same movie. But basically, we felt like Anna had more time, had more she could do. And then we were like, okay, great. Anna lives on to another day. She can go on to be in more chlorine movies. And she'll be in so many and so on and so forth. And then
I killed her.
And then I killed her. Brooke was beyond excited to die in that movie, though. She was like, oh, yeah, I'm so excited.
That's what she told me. And I don't think I've said this, but when I pitched her the idea of Little Black Submarines, because once I had like kind of the script done or done-ish, I knew who was going to return and who was not. And so I needed to secure Vanessa and Brooke pretty much as like people from the last movie. Oh, and Ernesto, but I think you guys kind of handled that. Ernesto's usually pretty down. And I felt really bad because I was like, I had this great pitch for Vanessa and for David and just everybody. And then I came to Brooke and it was like, well, I'm bringing you back. It's going to be this fun little scene and you're going to die. And I felt like, oh, gee, does that feels a little rude to just bring her back and then kill her. But to my surprise, when I pitched her that idea, she was immediately said yes. Like I said, you're going to die. She was like, yes, I will do it. She was so excited to die.
This is all I will say is when I told her, she read that outline you guys read, like the one you're talking about, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
So she was ecstatic. She was like, oh my God, I get to die at the end of this and I get to do a death scene. That's so exciting. But then I told her, actually, you survived. And she was like, damn it. I am mad.
Listen, that is a great decision, though, because her death adds to Little Black Submarines, and her living through the mentor adds to the mentor, because the ending hits a whole lot harder because she lives.
Yes.
Because the consequences for your character, without going into spoilers, are a lot more devastating.
Okay. Here's the question: how spoilery do we want? Because I will talk about
spoil it, whatever.
Let's do it.
The movie's out. You know, if they're really curious, they can go.
It's been out for almost a year. We're good.
Yeah. So like the mentor has been out for a minute, to say the least. And what I was gonna say is when, because I mean, Brooke tells me I never want to see you again because I killed Alvaro. You know, so that's crazy.
Kind of toxic.
Which is the reason you do it is to save her. It works so well.
This is all I will say is that a lot of happy accidents happened during that goddamn shoot. A lot of it was Caleb giving me like pointers, and that was probably he was the one that said, honestly, I think Anna should survive. And I'm like, oh, but like it would be so interesting if she died. But then he's like, well, actually, it'd be more interesting if she lived because of Durka. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Say less. By the way, Zach, have you seen? Okay, well, you saw this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've gotten a lot farther than that. This is so funny.
Listen.
Yeah, this is a great moment.
There was a vision.
It's not about. Hey, I'm still waiting for that big mentor, chlorine, and Little Black Submarines poster.
Listen here, pal. We needed to do a photo shoot, okay?
Well, Caleb did shoot. Remember when we came up before the premiere, when Zach and I came up alone, when I did the ADR with David, there was he did get some photo elements of me. He got whatever he needed. So
okay. I'll talk to him at some point, and we'll go from there.
I mean, it's
'Cause
not needed, but like it'd be a fun thing, I think.
Agreed. I hope he still makes it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh, we got 2 viewers. Hello, 2 viewers. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Feel free to say hello in the chat. We are just having this documentary as B-roll behind us because we're talking all things Little Black Submarines. It's our new movie that we just made. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out, or stay here and ask us questions about it, and we won't spoil it anymore. We've been spoiling it before this, but
maybe don't go back the last couple minutes. And if you don't want spoilers for any other movies, like The Mentor, then don't go back.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do spoiler warnings and whatnot. But
yeah.
I saw we have viewers, and I just
have to make sure they're welcomed.
Yes, we must welcome the viewers.
Hello.
I remember this was a night, so this is a crazy night. What this documentary
you're telling me, I tell you what.
What this documentary doesn't have is context for a lot of this footage, which I don't know the effect that has on people who aren't in the know. But to give it here, essentially what had happened, this was during a little pre-production meeting where I drove up to Yakima to do location scouting, a production meeting with Caleb and Nathan, and talk with the cast. And during this night, Nathan showed a cut of Little Black of The Mentor that had been done, and I stayed up I got like 3 hours of sleep because we were up till like 1 a.m. It was crazy.
Already,
and then I drove back
better than Little Black Submarines.
I know. Jared Johnson says, "Great doc, boys. Really enjoyed it. One off-topic question: what's next for y'all? What's something you're excited to tackle next?" It's a good question.
Go at the loaded question.
I'm under an NDA right now.
Yes,
what I can say for myself, I'm excited to do crazy new things with cinema, and I'm working on an animated thing right now, and there will be more information. I don't know when, but yeah, I'm excited for what's next. There are more features coming from Doomed Productions, but LBS took a lot from us, so you're not going to see a lot of features from us this year. But like next year,
next year's loaded. That's all.
Well, actually, there might be. I don't want to speak too soon. But
yeah,
there's Doom
Let's
Productions.
not commit to anything, otherwise we'll fix it.
We won't commit to anything, but there is stuff coming from Doom Productions. But for me specifically, there's an animated thing. Yeah,
I'm writing so much, and that is all I can say.
Yeah, he's under NDA. What can you say?
Mm-hmm.
I am, as an RC Filmsian, working on The End, our horror movie that is going to be going into production here soon, and I am currently writing a potential mini saga for RC Films in a new little universe. Not universe, but a new story. How about that? I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll probably hear about it next year at the very least.
Oh yeah, great question, Jared.
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Jared, I've seen your name in these live streams and on our videos. I appreciate you watching our stuff. It means a lot. What was the first thing of ours that you've seen, if you don't mind me asking? Because now this is a Jared Q&A. This is Josh Bailey. Shout out to Josh Bailey.
Oh, yeah.
Obscurity Films on YouTube. Great filmmaker. Great local Portland boy. Man, he's a dad now, so boy's probably not the right term. Great filmmaker. We met through YouTube filmmaking. He saw our stuff, recognized that we were in the area, reached out. And this is the first official collab that we kind of did with him. We've been meeting here and there with him. But he's a great filmmaker, good friend. I helped shoot one of his shorts back last year. Ethan and I are going to help out with something else he's working on. But yeah. Shout out to Josh Bailey.
Heck yeah. I want to meet him really badly.
He's great.
Cool guy.
Cool guy. A lot with, particularly in the earlier stages of the car chase sequence.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, David Rivera.
Yeah. This is giving me PTSD from the planning of Little Black Submarines.
It's just like you hold up those sheets, and I'm like, man, that's not the half of it.
No, well, it really wasn't. Yeah.
Goodness. We all look so happy to shoot a movie. That's what we look like here. We were like, oh man, this is so exciting. And then you cut to after the movie.
I know.
Yeah. There's a part in this where it's a shot of me, Zach, and Ethan wearing the Doomed Crew shirt. And
yeah.
The crew on all of ours is like fading except mine. And I was like, oh, this is where we were mentally at that moment. And the funny part is, this is really random. I wore my crew shirt today, and now it's also fading. So I'm in the same boat now.
We need to get new shirts.
Not a bad idea. Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, mine just looks like Thanos dust at this point. It's not even legible.
It says ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Gotta love that ooh.
Says Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling so good.
Oh no. Hey, that's that one Uncharted guy.
What's funny about all these virtual rehearsals and interviews that we have, or not interviews, but like virtual rehearsals and meetings, I didn't record all of them, but the ones we did record, I recorded the whole thing. I wonder if that's something that people would be interested in, of just like a pure unfiltered, here's a doomed production planning meeting, so you know what it looks like when you're like, what do you actually talk about when you plan a feature film and all that sort of thing, or here's what an actual rehearsal looks like over Zoom.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I'd ask David and Vanessa first, but
yeah,
I think that would be really helpful, particularly for people who are new to directing, in regards to spearheading a production and working with actors and stuff like that. I feel like that sort of thing would be really insightful.
Can I make a recommendation real quick?
Yeah.
You should make a video about things to talk about when you're making a feature film, and then use some of those clips from those meetings to like stitch that video together, basically. And then also on top of that, at the end of the video, tell people, hey, these unedited versions of these meetings are here on our Doom Productions channel.
That's true.
Cool.
Jared responded. If I remember correctly, I think I found you all through Dan Lott's video. Carnage might have been the first film I saw, or it was the writing video, I think. It was many years ago. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, some of my screenwriting videos, they really blew up, got like thousands of views. Cool. I guess people are into that sort of thing. That's cool. Video Carnage, that's cool too. But yeah, happy you're here. Yeah. Yeah, no, Nathan, that's a good idea. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out all the exact videos we're going to do for Doomed. I can say that in terms of okay, sorry. So David Rivera, our actor for Lorenzo, he's been asking me these questions about getting onto this call. He messaged me on this private chat saying I'm here. Oh, wait. Here he is.
There you go.
There
There I am.
Now the real question is that drink Dr. Pepper?
Let's close that.
It is not. It is actually the Yakima water of choice, which is Red Bull.
Nice.
David, you can't be saying shit like that. Then the Doom Boys will get a big head and think that's what we actually do.
I mean, well, that's what we do, though.
Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Hey,
you're trying to paint us in a better light. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, shut up, stupid.
I'm kidding.
Alex, send us all the questions, please.
Sure.
Dude,
yeah, we're trying to figure out what to talk about.
Yes.
David, it's so weird seeing you with your not Lorenzo hair. I'm like so used to like.
I'm all hippied out right now.
Today your hair's long. Well, I don't even know if it's longer, but it's like.
It's longer.
Oh, it's longer.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not Lorenzo.
Oh hell no, it's not.
Trump or Kamala.
What?
Trump or Kamala? Alex asked.
Shut the fuck.
Yes.
The Australian
Nope.
boy with the chill
Any of
out.
them?
I'll say Kamala, but I'm not
Oh.
necessarily happy about that choice. But I'm
Damn.
also I don't care for Trump. I'll say that. I don't care.
Damn.
I don't care for either. I'll say that.
I want
But I
two
don't care
options.
Anyways, so
Anyways, back to
Oh, wait.
movies.
How
Oh, shit.
difficult was it to?
Motherfucker.
Hey,
Oh, is this Micah Mace?
He
That's
made
Micah
it.
Mays.
Wait a
What the hell are you
minute.
doing here?
Hey, what up, Micah?
Yeah, the creator of Seventh and
7th. Yes, sir.
yes. So
And
hell
the-
yes.
My
So,
co-star.
Jordan.
So amazing.
Yes, this is true. So Jordan, how about that?
Hey,
How
hey,
difficult
Micah.
was it?
I got that gangsta juice.
Is
How
it-
difficult was it to gather everyone considering people living in different states? I think the hardest thing about the production was that the fact that Zach, Ethan, and myself we weren't shooting in a town where we lived, so we lost home turf advantage in many ways. That affected things. That affected casting, locations, scheduling, every little thing that you take for granted in shooting in your city. Because the way we work is use what you have. Well, if you're shooting in a city, in a house that you've never been to before, you don't know what you have. So it was very difficult. So difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
One day you'll have universal health care. I wish. That'd be cool. Seriously, though, I've been wanting to know from David, what did you do to put yourself in the mindset of a villain? Some actors say that it's a challenge to play characters like that.
Little secret, Alex, I'm already a terrible person, so at least I think I am. I don't know. So for me, see, this is probably not going to be the answer that you want to hear, just because I wish I had an answer for what I did. I just kind of I read the script. I got a little like bit of a footnote of like what the character kind of his morale is. And shit, I'm seeing already. I'm starting to blink right now. Like all I knew. Okay, one thing I'll say is that because as far as I could tell, thankfully Jordan still gave me like free reign to like experiment with the character.
Daniel Watts is in the chat. Hello, Dan.
Hey yo, Daniel, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Anyways, back to that question. There are some things that I wanted to already like implement in the character that I figured I was going to be playing, which like it's implied that it's no secret that Little Black Submarines is it's a neo-western, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever you want it to be, baby.
I'll fine be it that way. Okay, but anyway, so at least I got Western vibes from it, and especially from Lorenzo as a character too. I mean, it's unwritten, but or it's not shown yet, but he's a big fan of John Wayne, so he wanted to. Am I allowed to say that?
Well, actually, yeah. So
it's
before you do, what date? So there is a John Wayne references in the script that we shot, and if you want to see those deleted scenes, we are releasing an extended black and white version of Little Black Submarines next week.
Hell yeah!
So it's going to be on. The link was going to be weird. It's going to be on Google Drive because YouTube didn't care for the normal versions of LBS. They sure as hell ain't going to care for the extended version. So that's where it'll live. But yeah, the thing that David's talking about, you can see it in the extended cut next week.
Yeah,
and you'll catch a reference that was in the theater or the actual release that is a payoff to a previous reference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad.
We got a question for you, Caleb.
Okay.
I think you mean Nathan.
Nathan.
I didn't want to draw attention to it. I'm gonna assume that he just misspelled Nathan really badly. I'm just guessing it's an Australian thing. I'm
And they're
guessing
both spelled
Australians.
so.
I'm assuming Australians just get it flipped around, if you know what I'm saying.
Southern Hemisphere will do that to you.
Yeah, there you go. Was it difficult seeing the story that you created continue to sequel out of your control to a certain extent? No, because Jordan came to me, and the main thing is his story. No matter what he was going to do, I knew he was going to do it justice. The first thing that worried me, I guess, and this is something I don't think I ever told Jordan even, is I was like, oh man, this is like really fun and lighthearted compared to The Mentor. And I was like, yikes, I'm not sure if this will work that well. But the more I sat with it, the more I saw where Mentor ends and Little Black Submarines begins. It just made too much sense. It made too much sense for it to go the way it did. And I trust Jordan, and I'm glad it went the way it did. And it was very cool to see characters I created and characters didn't create working together and becoming one with the Little Black Submarines.
I'll say this better not be True Grit up in here.
There you go.
Nice pause there. Nice pause there.
That was a great pause.
Thank you.
Dan says chlorine script soon.
All right.
If
Okay. No.
are we talking about that? Is that public yet, Daniel? I'm not gonna. Let me know if that's. I will address that maybe later.
Hear me out. You shouldn't, but Dan will tell you yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dan, if you're asking what I think you're asking, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna go to the next question until you respond. Oh, public info, lol. Public info. Yeah, but like that. I'm involved.
No.
Well,
it will be out now.
Oh.
Okay, question. Shouldn't you just like drop it and then like move on after that? Like drop the thing and then move on?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah,
Good.
Dan, I'm ready to start writing whenever you are. So let me know. Let me know. I'm actually hyped. I'm ready to go.
Okay. How come I didn't know about this? Huh?
All right, kids.
Anyways.
I give that a thumbs up.
Dan doesn't give a shit. Okay, just wanted to double check. Just don't want to double check. Thanks.
Dan should give a shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay, question for y'all. What is one thing you're proud of and one thing you hope to do better in the next project? For me, I am very proud of the car chase sequence and the climax of Little Black Submarines. In terms of stuff that I want to do better in the next project, I'd love to stick to my guns more. I guess I'll just say that. I feel like I made a lot of concessions on this film, and I'd love to go back to me just a little bit. Be a little selfish. What do you guys think?
Agreed.
Okay,
I would agree with that.
Does works for you. Let's see. I want to let you. I don't know, Zach. You go first.
In regards to what we did. Oh, okay. Question for all. Yeah, okay. Sorry, why did I think it was just for Jordan? Oh gosh, one thing you're proud of. Gosh, how well everything fell into place despite some of the hiccups.
True.
I mean, with any project, you're going to run into hiccups. But especially as someone who had shortly before filming Little Black Submarines gone through a difficult project myself, Little Black Submarines, from my standpoint or from my experience, was a breeze. But seeing what Jordan was going through and empathizing with all the moving pieces that he was having to deal with, but also kind of the double-edged sword of delegating and stuff like that, and the benefits of relieving some of that stress, but the stress also comes with that of like, oh, I'm giving somebody else something, it's out of my control now, type of a thing. So there's those pros and cons as well. But just, I mean, Jordan handled it like a champ. And I think that was awesome, just from the get-go all the way through to release. And I do think this is my favorite movie that I have worked on so far.
Thus far, I would agree.
I guess in regards to one thing you hope to do better in the next project, this might just be me, but from an actor's standpoint, some people won't know this, but I started in doing theater in middle school because I wanted to do film. I wanted to do film from a very young age, since I was like 6 years old.
Hey, that's your origin story.
Wait, I recognize it.
But I was like,
I'll let you.
I was like, okay, I don't have any way to like film anything. I'm gonna go to theater, learn what I can from theater, and bring that to film projects in the future. And so I've been an actor for a while. I have mixed feelings about my performance in the movie, which may not necessarily be noticeable, or maybe it's just me and me being hypercritical of myself.
It's definitely you being hypercritical, because I think everybody's self-critical. I think I'm terrible in Little Black Submarines, but I think everybody else is awesome. I think that's just a thing when you act.
But I definitely there was things where like there's one particular point where it's like there's a phone call that we added very late and for like my lines for ADR, and I had no idea where it was, and I feel like I could have delivered it differently if I'd known where it was in the movie. Yeah, so I guess
that with the ADR, especially for myself, a couple times too.
Yeah, ADR is a tricky thing, man.
No joke.
But I also have a few criticisms of my own performances that I'll get into later. But you know,
but overall, I think what I hope to do better on the next project, I guess, spending more time with my character on the acting side, which was there's only so much I could do because I was literally brought on acting wise the day before I needed to act. So
if we're allowed to, that was very last.
So I guess with that all in context, I have nothing to complain about. But
you did great. Killed it.
Overall, yes. Yeah. I even with my self-criticism, I do think we all did amazing. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Oh, another thing I'm proud of. Cinematography.
Oh, yes.
I really enjoyed working with Ethan on that. David, on to you.
Shit. Damn it. Now you put me on the spot.
Just pick one thing. We got a lot of questions.
Sorry, I took too long on that question.
I'll try and make it quick. Let's see. What's one thing I'm proud of? Well, one, just being in a Doom Productions film, first of all.
Lucky bastard.
I love working with you guys. Just being in any production, you know, in general. I'm glad that you guys. I feel so happy that you guys consider me at all, even. You know. As for one thing I hope to do better in the next project is I would just echo what Zach said, which is just spend more time with my characters. And as is, I mean, I try to. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call myself an actor, even though I do act. So that's why I can't exactly give you like a definitive answer on like how I get my mindset going, because I just kind of look at the character and just be like, okay, I feel like it needs this, and I'll just deliver it. And if the person in control is happy with that, I'm happy with that. If they want something else, I'm willing to work with that too. So that's just it. It's all in the writing for me. But like for example, but however, one of the, just so I get that out of the way, one of the criticisms that I have for myself in Little Black Submarines for Lorenzo's character a couple times is I feel like I probably should have smoked a lot more. then again because there are a lot of times where and I know this sounds like a joke, but like there are times where I was like, oh, well, ideally, because okay, thing is, so I'm not a smoker, so I don't know. I forget that people do that for stress. So any moment that there is to like people need to calm down, that's when they usually have a cigarette. I think so. There were a lot of moments there. I was like, there are a lot of little breaks in there that I could have sold that I could have just grabbed a cigarette and just started lighting it up too. And
Can I make a small comment real quick?
Okay.
And then we'll continue on. I was
Sure.
going to say, I think I read your smoking as you toying with the person you're talking to every time. Like every time you smoke, you're toying with Gloria, you're toying with Dylan, you're toying with your goons. You know, it's like you're always toying with someone every time you're smoking. It very much is for looks, and that's what Lorenzo looks. I don't know.
Your face, Jordan. Right away, I knew exactly where you were going with that.
what?
Nothing. We
You
can
made
move
a joke.
past
We're
it.
gonna move on.
Oh,
We're gonna
because
move
I
on.
said okay. There we fucking
Move on.
I guess. Oh, okay. He's there. But yeah,
I'm
so
glad-
I want to just, I guess I just want to sell my performances a bit more, especially if I know that I can, in hindsight, that I maybe once more I could just be being hypercritical about myself, because now that's actually a pretty good interpretation of that too, and I never read into that, I guess. So hey, that's the beauty of art, man. You can read it however the hell you want it to. Once you put it out there, it's no longer yours; it's everybody else's.
Speaking of art,
Yes.
and David Rivera, and Nathan Cash. If you haven't and you are watching this live stream, check out Hotel. It is one of my favorite RC films.
Great movie starring David.
Rivera.
So yeah, actually that's a good point. If you like David as Lorenzo, go check out David as I can't remember what his name is. Travis.
Yes.
In Hotel.
Mhm.
There's a tiny little clip for it at the end of our documentary. There's a little bit of hotel stuff related.
Yeah.
To it, but.
He
so if it interests you, I sing a sea shanty.
yes,
He does.
yes.
He does.
Is it okay if I state my thing real quick and then we can move on to the next question?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's your turn.
I have
yes.
3 things. I have 3 things I'm proud of. Thing 1,
Okay.
I am proud of what Little Black Submarines brought as a sequel to The Mentor, and I'm very thankful for Jordan doing what he did with that movie, and I'm very thankful for that. 2, of course, I'm very proud of everyone that brought their A game to this. I want to thank okay, I'm gonna throw a 4th one in a second, but I'm just proud of everyone who threw in their A game. I am proud of Vanessa for being able to carry. This was the secret 4th one I threw in. It was Vanessa. Vanessa, I'm so proud of her for being able to carry that character on from one movie to the next and just finishing it off full circle. And the most important one to me, seeing my boy David getting to tear it up. That's my favorite one. With that being said, something I could learn going into the next movie is producing is a hard thing, and I can never forget that. So whenever I produce, I always need to always remember that it's always going to be the most challenging thing, no matter what movie, because it's constantly changing. Bam, and that's my answer.
Cool. Next one.
Yeah,
Will time travel be involved in the Chlorine universe?
Yes.
Danny says yes.
There,
Mr. Hendricks
the
playing a
correct
minor
person.
character.
Exactly.
Your role stood out with a lot of personality. How did you pull that off? Was it all in the script, or did you add a lot of your own flair?
Here's a little piece of information that I don't think has been shared. Well, it might have. I don't know. I don't remember. But going up to film Little Black Submarines, I was not supposed to play the character who has now come to be named Quinton.
Zach wasn't in the movie at all.
Well, that's not true, because I was going to make a
right.
cameo. I was going to make a cameo as a different character named Quinton.
Oh, that's right.
In a very short scene,
you were going to be that Quinton.
Actually. Where Gloria, very early in the movie, is trying to sell some of Alvaro's old things on the black market. And I was kind of this dealer, this character named Quinton. Now, the actor who was going to play the character that I play...
Well, hold on, Zach, just cut in. That version of Quinton was cut out many drafts before the shooting script.
Yeah.
When we went up for principal, we knew, knowing that Zach is not going to be in this movie. Just to clarify.
Or thought.
So I had talked with Jordan when those earlier drafts were briefly about that character and what that character should be. Now, when we got there, the actor who was playing the character that I end up playing in the movie, that character was called David, because it was going to be David and Dom. Now, that actor had to drop out last minute.
Oh,
So we
right.
needed a new actor to play the David character. I came on and we made some slight alterations to the character. And he ended up going by Quinton instead. But a lot of it was definitely there's a lot is owed to Jordan and Andrew Price, the other writer of Little Black Submarines, for just, I mean, an amazing script and developing these characters and stuff like that. But a lot of it was me leaning on previous ideas for the old character and bringing them and kind of melding them with the new character, and some other things as well that I won't talk about.
Ooh,
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
By the way,
answer.
were you still going, or?
No, I'm done.
By the way, I just realized something that on this, because I'm not very organized, but on the floor, I found something right here. It's this little binder, and inside it is the freaking script too.
Beautiful. Nice.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Kyle.
I just had to point that out.
Awesome.
Kyle is here.
Oh shoot!
Where did the decision to include the background character of Kyle Roy come from?
Well, good question.
We know a pretty good filmmaker from Yakima, and we wanted to get him in a little reference somehow. We referenced him in Wild Boys 3. We figured, maybe that same
he's the
fictional documentary or documentarian is also in.
Shit! Oh my god! Little Black Submarines and Wild Boys are connected.
They're in the same universe.
Okay, everything. Okay, much like how everything is connected with Dune. Everything is connected with Wild Boys. Wild Boys is a omniscient entity. It can interconnect every single thing together.
Nathan, Alex says, I always swap your names. You're both so bloody awesome. I love you both so much. My brain just mixes that life together. Also, being upside down is hard. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Man, when the toilet spins the other way, things get confusing.
Yeah, I imagine when the blood rushes to your head. I imagine when the blood rushes to your head like that, you would forget a lot of things. Anyways, next.
See, Jordan, I watched the links you sent me, but never replied because my life are crazy incredible. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What's next, though?
No, are you going to remotivate yourself to do something else after something so huge? We kind of already talked about this, but my mentality going into the next thing is I just made something that was the most collaborative thing you could have made. And I want to make something just for me with pretty much just myself being the main creative thing, not because I hate collaboration, but because I just need that recharge, so to speak.
Jordan, I'm going to step in and correct you here. Sorry, the most collaborative. You're talking to the man who made Marana.
Yeah.
Well, for us, anyways, like that was the most collaboration we've ever done.
I wasn't in that one, so I can't say anything.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's great.
Anyways. Where were we?
Zach, you could have just let him enjoy this. You could have
You right?
Thoughts on new Joel Haver movie?
Oh, I still haven't seen it.
I've been in work.
I haven't seen it.
I've been at work, and then I got home, I exercised, and then I'm here. So
I've been behind on his 12 features.
Yeah. Bro,
Nathan pulling it up right now.
No.
Oh shit.
I've heard it's very good though. I mean, they're all good. Like Joel's an incredible filmmaker.
Oh, 100%.
There's no one else doing it like him. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I'm gonna be honest though.
He's our modern day. Well, one, Joel Haver is the first Joel Haver, but he's also our modern day Cassavetes, I feel sometimes.
Yeah. Well, Joel's a big Cassavetes fan, and it makes sense.
It shows 100%.
I haven't seen. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen any of Joel's his 12 features because I want to binge them when they're all out. In December I'm gonna sit down for 12 days. It's gonna be the 12 days of Joel.
Oh,
yeah. That's been my low key plan.
I'd probably do that actually.
Yeah,
that's a smart idea.
Fun. Because I mean that's
Ooh, I have not talked about this at all.
Got a deep cut.
Yes. So
That's the movie he went. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. That's all.
You
Oh,
can
okay.
share, Zach.
I'll talk a little bit. So in end of April, beginning of May,
Listening.
I was on my way back from college, and I stopped in Chicago for a week and made a movie with $5 Film School. Not many people know about that.
I did.
But
I'm not cool enough to know
it
that.
was an absolute blast to work with those guys. It was so much fun to finally, meet Dan and Joel and Ed in person and stuff like that, and getting to like do what we love, which is make movies. And just say now I've been in a
You're right,
$5 film school
right.
production, which is cool.
Keep talking.
But yeah, it was really fun. It was chaotic. But I kind of listen. I heard a little bit from Nathan about his experience, so I knew what to expect. And let's just say the chaos did not bother me. I enjoyed it a lot, honestly.
This is all we'll say. That deep dish pizza makes all that chaos go out the door.
It's so good, man.
Sorry. Dan
Joel and I waited for like an hour for that thing too.
You know what's crazy that you said that is Joel and I also waited an hour.
Which one did you guys go to? Douai or the first one?
We went to both. I think we
Okay.
went to the two big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like we went to those ones. Welcome back.
Okay, nice.
So I sorry, I had to stop because I gotta continue the tradition of everybody drinking Dr. Pepper. I don't have Dr. Pepper right now.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper product, which is Big Red.
Big Red. You fucking phony.
Yeah.
You poser.
Yeah, so I'll
That's funny.
continue it in spirit. So
yeah, that's fair. This is true.
here you go.
I have already finished my first Dr. Pepper of the night, so I'm gonna get another
Your
one.
first or your third? How many?
First.
First, okay.
So I'm gonna work to my third. I was gonna say so. Oh yeah, Zach, read the screen though.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, Zach's still talking, aren't you? About
Oh gosh,
Goody
yeah.
Two
No,
Shoes?
I had a blast. That was really fun. It was a little chaotic because we had bounced a few ideas back and forth when we were planning my stay, and then it kind of was like we need to start fresh, because our plans weren't necessarily like fully realized, and we were like, you know what, we can come up with a better and more feasible idea on the spot. And so we brainstormed for the first couple of days that I was there, and then we shot over a long weekend, and got everything we needed, which was so fun because we filmed stuff in several really cool locations, or a couple of really cool locations. We didn't go everywhere. But yeah, it was really fun just getting to, it was very run and gun, how we were doing things, and it was a blast. I can't wait to see how it turns out. There was an edit of the movie that Dan made while we were shooting, because there were times we had to break to charge the batteries for the camera. So we're just like, okay, I guess it's editing time. We're gonna go pick up Ed. We're gonna charge the batteries and we're gonna edit the movie. And so there was almost an assembly cut of the movie by the time we finished filming, which was really cool to see in real time, how the movie was turning out. But all in all, I would 100% do it again. In fact, I want to. But yeah, I can't wait to share that project because it is beautiful chaos.
Oh yeah. We got an interesting question from Micah Mays. If Hollywood wanted to snatch up the Chlorine universe, would you want / like this, or would you continue to keep this a folk film franchise exclusively? I think that's a better question for
Mr. Lots.
For Danny. But I think,
I can
speaking personally, I would say that I'm a whore for money. So as long as I'm getting paid, yes, and as long as that amateur filmmakers can continue to make films in this universe without getting sued, and it remains like that, then I'm cool with it. Kind of like Dracula. Anyone can make a Dracula movie, but Universal has their Dracula universe. The Hammer horror films have their Dracula universe. Kind of like that. That's how I would envision it. As long as I get paid. And Dan gets paid.
I have thoughts, and I see Dan just messaged too right now. Like, he actually just posted. So I agree with Dan with saying it's keeping it as a folk film franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's
towards.
I'm gonna give my reasoning, and then everyone can take I'll shut up after this. My reasoning behind this is Dan started the chlorine movies because A, the Austin McConnell thing, and B, because of wanting to make something that didn't have to be made with Hollywood. It started out like that.
Yeah,
that's the whole point of it was the first bigger folk film. That was people can maybe even argue it's not necessarily the first one, but it's so goddamn influential because
it's a landmark film.
I'd almost call it the antithesis to Hollywood filmmaking, because that was. I mean, these aren't necessarily my words either. But
according to Hollywood, and I'm sorry, Jordan, I'm a shit talk your boss, Hollywood, but but yeah, but it's just kind of the because according to them, we're not allowed to make movies like that with very little money. So,
well, I would also when I was sorry.
Is it okay if I say one more
you
thing
finish your thing,
and then I just want to finish my thought, and then I promise I'll shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Continue. I say another reason why too for the folk filmmaking thing is the people like Vanessa, David, myself, Dan, Zach, Jordan, all these folks that aren't conventionally Hollywood people. We get these really strong roles in these chlorine movies, and we get that because of the level we're at. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
None of us would be cast in these roles if it was a Hollywood movie.
Here's the truth. There's that. Yeah. This is the truth. Is I'm too short. Everyone could has their flaws in Hollywood.
Nathan just starts insulting us all.
Yeah, sir. I'm ready for it, bro. Come at me.
You know what? I'm fat. I'm short. My legs are too freaking fat. Anyways, we all have problems here. It's something where it's just there's a certain you think about that movie Pool Man, which is suspiciously very similar to chlorine. This
is a thing.
Yeah. You
Oh,
haven't heard of it.
Chris Pine's new movie. His directorial debut.
Yeah.
Oh
Check
my.
out Pool Man on YouTube. It's crazy. But
oh boy.
It's the fact that there'd be people like Chris Pines in the fucking roles. Hell, maybe I don't know, Matt Fassbender. What the hell is his god name is? Michael Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender.
No, actually, it's Rainy of Fassbender, but
yeah, I love Fassbender. But
amazing actor.
People like Michael Fassbender would play people like Lorenzo or Mason, or you would have people they'd be like, oh yeah, recasting the Mentor, Danny DeVito.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. Hey, I'll say if they want a Mexican dude, I'm doing a Kurt Russell impression. I mean,
yeah.
Or
I will say
Kurt Russell and do brown face. I'm getting old. Never mind.
One thing I will say, because I agree with you guys for the most part. One thing I would say, again, if Hollywood wanted to buy this, and obviously it's not up to me, I think it's up to Dan.
Agreed.
If I was in that position and Hollywood said, we like what you've done, please sell us the rights to make this. If I, as a filmmaker, I've already made the movie I want to make. I've made what Hollywood can't make. What they do with it, I'm detached. Essentially, whenever they want to make another one, Hollywood would come to us or come to one of us and say, here's some money, we're going to go do our thing, and we take that money and we can fund even more of our own projects. We're detached from Hollywood,
I would
essentially.
Agree. I mean, that's
I think that's a bigger benefit. Because it's one thing if the movie isn't released and isn't public, but because these movies do exist and they are online and people have seen them, they can keep seeing them. As long as that YouTube thing can be preserved, Hollywood, as far as I would be concerned, they could do whatever they want because that means we could fund each other's movies. I mean, if they gave one of us like $1 million, it's like, okay, Nate, you go make a movie. Zach, you go make a movie. David, you make a movie. Dan, make a movie. Like all of us could make movies like that.
Mhm.
That would be my only reason, which again, because I'm a whore for Hollywood, if they wanted to pay me that much money, because it would mean we could, you know, I think Cody tweeted this the other day. If someone was like, if someone paid you $1 million to make a movie, how would you do it? And he was like, I would make a movie for $1 and pocket the rest. It's like, yeah, that's the way to do it. Because what we do, Hollywood can't do. And if they tried to replicate it, they'd fail. And we would look better by comparison if they failed. And if it looks brilliant, then we get the credit for doing the original thing, you know? So that's why I would say
that is a cool perspective that I didn't necessarily think of.
That's why I would say if the situation was right.
I guess you're more of an optimist than I am, but then again,
it would never happen. I'm not saying this is likely or it would happen. It would never happen.
Jordan,
but I'm just my thought process.
I will say this. I still disagree. I'm not going to go. I am not going to go into it because I don't want this to be the entire fucking.
You can go into it if you want to.
No. I would rather not, just because it's something where. Another day, I think we should actually do a live stream of this exact topic.
That would be cool. I like that idea.
Because then we dedicate an entire time for like all of us. Like we all sit down and be like, what is folk filmmaking to you? And what would you like to see?
That is a completely different topic, though.
But it could be wrapped up into the same topic also.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
so I would like to save my thoughts for another day. That's the honest truth.
Sounds good.
Okay. So what was some of the other questions after that one?
Yeah.
Thoughts on the folk filmmaking space as it's been changing this year, Milk and Cereal, Intel shows efforts, Marana, LBS, Haver, YouTube filming as a whole, lots happening. Where from here? Well, from here, Nathan is going to share his thoughts.
I'm in, though.
So go ahead, Nathan.
That's great. Sorry.
Go ahead, Nate.
Go ahead.
I have learned. Fucking Alex, you just had to like you didn't realize how much you lined that up for Jordan.
You just had to open your mouth.
Yeah, that like Alex isn't even here anymore. I don't even think, and he's fucking sent.
That's just dropped you out.
Okay.
Hot potato.
My thoughts is Hollywood. You said one of two things basically. Where if Hollywood fails, yes, that we win basically, and if they do great, then we get the credit. I have learned something, and this is just something I've learned: is people who deserve the credit don't get the credit.
I mean,
that's
why I say for the credits in every movie that I.
Yeah.
That
that makes total sense. That that's the truth. It's something too where
a lot of people think that I'm just doing the Marvel thing. I'm like, no, I'm just giving.
No.
Well, even with let's touch on Marvel for a split second here because I'm going to interject. Listen, when you
this is going to be a 5-hour stream, guys.
Listen, I will hold my tongue. But listen, when all y'all noobs out there who don't read comics, whenever you see created by like Bob Kane and Bill Finger or whatever, whenever you're like watching a movie or like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, go read those comics, bro.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Hello, Addy.
Support the art.
Hello,
Addy.
Anyway, that was my 2 cents.
Yes. Yes.
In the like when we see like created by Nathan Cash in The Mentor, or in Little Black Submarines, or characters created by Nathan Cash, go watch The Mentor.
The Mentor. And then watch The Mentor. It says based on characters created by Dan Lutz. Chlorine. Go watch Chlorine.
This is true. I'm just gonna kind of. Here's where I'm at. Okay, thoughts on the folk filmmaking space as it's been changing. Stores, Emperts, Marana, LBS, Joel. Hang on. Where from here? A whole lot's happening. Where from here? I think it's something where I'm going to give my 2 cents on this question, and then I'm going to shut up because I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on this. But
You should make videos expressing those thoughts on the RC Films channel, Nathan.
You see, no. What I'm gonna. This is off topic.
Oh,
this
okay.
This is off topic. I might go back into the YouTube thing, but not for RC Films. It might be a personal thing, but it was just something I've been playing around with. With that being said, my thoughts on the folk filmmaking space, and it's been changing over the year and where it's going. I personally think it's like there's a stigma where it's like, oh, we got to band together. Everything we do, we have to know, and everything is like, oh, we all have to be connected. It's like, I think it really is as simple as like when someone's movie comes out, celebrate it, share it, give it as much love as you can, because that's the only way these people's movies are seen. We feed into the algorithm so people can see it. Yeah. And then when the time comes, like sometimes during the summer, that's when those movies are coming out like crazy. So that's when I feel like we're the most connected. I feel like during Joel Haver's Oscar challenge, that's when we're the most connected, because we are all quite literally shooting at the exact same time, at the exact same like area. You know what I mean? It's like, that's like, I feel like
the space where you'll find something that you didn't know you liked and stuff like that.
Exactly. This is true. What I was going to say though is that.
Bye, Mr. Friendly.
Bye, Mr. Friendly. Oh, I didn't realize you were here. Good to see you, buddy. Basically, long story short, just, I don't know. I don't think there really is a future from here. It's just keep making stuff and keep just doing what you were planning on doing. This is just a community of folks, of just people who want to help other people.
Agreed.
Amen.
If they need help, don't be afraid to help them.
Yeah.
Amen.
Because we all need help sometimes. That's something that Dark Souls taught me. But anyways.
Sorry, I was playing Dark Souls recently, so I understood
Which
that
one?
very deeply in my soul.
So you understand what I'm talking about, though, right? Yeah. Hell yeah! See, we're not all masochists. I mean, we are, but
losers.
Anyways, next question, or who else wants to go?
Jordan, what are your 2 cents?
Folk filmmaking space has changed this year. Milk and Cereal, I don't really know anything about it because I've been working a whole bunch this week, so I've been very out of the loop. But it seems like cool things are happening. Don't Tell Show is great. I love what he's doing over there.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really awesome that there's a channel like that. I think that Marana LBS, I mean, I wouldn't include LBS on there, honestly. No one's really seen it, so like that's very nice of you to put that,
because there were the previous releases that got quite a few.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would hesitate to put LBS on there as some sort of monumental like big thing. I think what Don't Tell Show's doing is awesome. I think what Marana was great. Joel Haver. I think what's exciting about YouTube filmmaking, again, is that film is what writing a novel has been, or drawing a picture has been. And I think that in 50, 60 years, we're going to look back at today as like this golden age of renaissance of this new wave of internet filmmaking. And it's going to be a time period that's going to be studied in history and textbooks. We make it that long,
or like Caleb said once upon a time, when asked a similar question, and it's like, what's in the next big step, and he said this is the next big step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I think exciting things are happening now, and you essentially have to answer that question of like, if a tree falls in a forest, does it still make a sound? If you make the greatest movie of all time and no one watches it, does it matter? Well, we don't know that now because we don't know who's watching our stuff necessarily. I think this is somewhat pessimistic, but I think a lot of us are going to die in obscurity without being known. But after we die, they're going to look back at the stuff that we made and be like, oh my gosh, this guy was a genius. This guy was a renaissance. Like this guy was ahead of his time or whatever, that one quote, there's like going to be a little girl in Ohio who's making a movie with her father's camera, and she's going to be the next Mozart. Like I think that's happening now, and we're not going to know the outcome for a long time. So that's kind of what I think.
The next Maya Deer, then she would be.
That'd be cool. I love Maya Deeren.
I need to watch Deeren.
Oh, I can hook you up. I got the. I got the.
I have an announcement later, but I'll let you know.
But yeah, that's my thoughts.
I have no room to speak on this yet because I haven't even directed my first thing yet, like fully. There's a couple things in the works. I'll just say that, but
yeah,
I'm just looking. I'm just an artist. I'm putting myself out there, and you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, it is what it is.
Perfect. That's a good way to put it.
All right, Amen. Nathan, for you, what's next for RC Films? Are you going to do more features, shorts, reviews, BTS stuff? What is the long-term plans?
Long-term plans is to make movies and make behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yes.
Overall, I know David knows what I'm thinking. There's definitely stuff in the works, and Caleb is amidst of making the end. As I mentioned before, there's a secret project I'm working on right now. David's working on something too, and we've talked I posted on Instagram like very briefly, and like there is stuff happening. It's just we're getting it. We're getting it. But I was gonna say overall, yeah, we're making it happen to say the least.
Right on.
Yes,
right
sir.
on.
Put it simply.
Sorry, I'm on caffeine and a sugar rush too, so that's why.
Yeah. That's good. We like that.
So you guys thought that Nathan Crackhead Energy was bad? Wait till you see David Crackhead Energy.
Oh, I'm ready.
I think I know what you're talking about here, Dan, and I'm very excited. Mm-hmm. Very excited.
Wait, what is he talking about?
Oh, I didn't see that. Damn it. What is it?
Well, it's if you know, you know. If you don't know,
you don't know. Oh wait.
I think I know, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I think.
Addie says, I think there have been interesting and decent folk films, but none have achieved the level of excellence needed to launch the movement into the mainstream. I think I agree and disagree. I think
I don't know. Yeah.
I think that's a matter of opinion.
It is.
I definitely share the opinion that, like, I think as an overall, the average folk film is not that like the next step, but I think all of us as filmmakers are growing, and it's not going to be too long until everyone on, like, in general is making, or on average is making something really interesting and new and different and excellent, as you say. But we'll see. LBS is more used and combined, raised bar, argue our film. You can say that. I'm not sure if I'm going to say that.
Is that the money or is that the bait?
All it would take for you is one of you to make something on the level of Primer Race Ride for that to happen. Yeah. Like, you know, honestly, I definitely think there's movies that have the potential that are online on YouTube
already there.
Like, it's just waiting for people to discover.
Yeah,
for sure.
Agreed.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Primer is overrated. I disagree with that.
I haven't seen Primer.
Then Marana. More.
Oh, that was the previous.
Yeah, but Alex, I think what you guys accomplished with that was like a Herculean effort of collaboration and editing, which hasn't been seen necessarily on
nothing
this
like
kind of
that has ever
scale.
been done.
Yeah,
like, just in general.
I mean, I want something similar.
Well, that's very kind for you to say. Still, Alex, I appreciate it. It was definitely. I mean, LBS was a big project for sure, and it took a lot for me. And I know what I would do better on the next one. Let's see. Jordan, which director would you closest compare your directing style to, or maybe just inspires your directing style? I might have had a different answer for you a year ago or 2 years ago, but as of now, I have like, I'm not really looking at directors for inspiration. I'm not looking at other filmmakers. I'm not watching movies for like a source of inspiration or anything right now. I don't know whose style I'm closest to. It's a hard thing to ask or to answer. Because I know what I'm going for, and I don't know what the effect necessarily is for everybody. I don't know. There's a lot of filmmakers I do like Maya Deren. She's she's probably my favorite director, but in some ways I'm inspired by her, but in other ways, like, again, I'm trying to move away from the self-reflexive filmmaker era. Like, that's a huge thing for me, where I'm like, the more that a filmmaker is influenced by other filmmakers or films, the less interesting they are, I think, personally, because they have less and less to say. And so I'm finding way more inspiration in like books and music and in paintings and other forms of art. Like LBS was like, there's like tonal, like obviously we're playing in the Chlorine universe, so to a certain extent we had to play within that, and you play within the Western. But for me, it was all inspired by the music, honestly. Like I was like, I want this sequence had to feel like this song felt when I first listened to it, like that Norah Jones Take It Back sequence. This is inspired by that, the emotions of that song and the tone of that song drove the directing and the shots more so than any filmmaker. So I don't know. Long answer to say I don't know, but that's the truth.
Heart of an artist.
Were there any heated moments on LBS or disagreements? How'd you handle those? Did you discuss it in advance? Nathan's raising his hand.
Oh boy.
A chlorine story.
Yes. Listen,
I think this is the only disagreement. I think. I mean,
there was nothing
like
massive. It was all.
I think we were all on the same page for a lot of things, except for.
Pardon me, Nathan, but in the grand scheme of things, the only things that were disagreed on were more so towards the trivial side.
Yeah.
Yes, this is true. I think I would question.
That doesn't mean they weren't disagreements, and this particular one, I kind of side with you. I sided with you in that one.
I think in editing more so than the production. Is that fair to say? There's more disagreements in the editing side of things than production?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think everyone kind of had ideas that were kind of going against each other, honestly.
I would totally agree with that.
Before you go, Nathan, I would not necessarily say that those disagreements were unhealthy, because I feel like those discussions bettered the film. That's what I would say anyway. At least for the ones that I was.
Do it, Mr. Friendly. Do it, Mr. Friendly.
We love you.
Stay up. Buy those Oasis tickets tonight. Or try to, like I am. Maybe.
Oh, gosh.
There any heated moment? It's I'm stupid. Yeah.
For context, because we never explain it, there's a disagreement whether or not LBS should be Little Black Submarines should be called Little Black Submarines or Little Black Submarines: A Chlorine Story.
So standalone or subtitle A Chlorine Story, because Mentor is subtitle A Chlorine Story, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
that's where you're coming from, right, Nathan?
Yes. So here's what happened. Jordan tells us Little Black Submarines. I'm like, ooh. And Caleb and I are like, oh man, Little Black Submarines, A Chlorine Story is going to go so hard. And then Caleb and I started looking at each other. I'm like, is Jordan going to do A Chlorine Story? And then it started to hit us. We're like, hey, so Jordan, you're going to do it like this, right? And he's like, well, we'll see. and I'm like, Jordan, dude, this is something that all the Chlorine movies can do on here from here on out now, like Star Wars, where it's like a Star Wars story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be badass. And he's like, well, you see, and then he says a thing here, and this says a thing, and then I'm like, but Jordan, no, please, for the love of God. And then you see,
Nathan, I love that you phrased that like it was like it wasn't even like it's like hey, so are you gonna do this? It's like you're gonna do this, right?
You're gonna do this, right?
You better do this.
Well, and there's precedent for it because of the shorts. Because the shorts always have the slash, because it's the title /chlorine.
There goes Nathan.
On almost every single one. I think there's a couple exceptions, but it's almost every single one of them.
You raised up the box.
I didn't want to name the movie Chlorine the Mentor, so I named it The Mentor, A Chlorine Story. And I'm pretty sure
and it works because
rolls off the tongue.
It's not part of the main Chlorine trilogy of feature films. It's not a short film in the Chlorine universe. It's a feature film that is anthologically connected.
This is true.
So it makes sense.
This is true. I agree with this. I agree with this entirely.
But
Jordan,
back to Alex's question, I would not say there were any heated moments.
Only now.
Yeah. This is the most you've heard us go full Howard Stern on this thing.
Nothing but love, Jordan.
Rock and
It's
roll
okay.
McDonald's.
I
Hey, but-
think I'm gonna
Really?
go to on the question of like how did we handle like any disagreements? Because I think
Mhm.
I think the disagreements they were like creative, like well, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't even.
I
don't
did
like,
have some
I don't.
pretty strong opinions in the edit. I will say that.
I don't like the term disagreements because I think that does well. In retrospect, yeah, but like when I'm in the moment, I don't like to use that word necessarily. I like to kind of frame it as like perspective or effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's even in the documentary. There's like the message that I sent to everybody where I say that Zach watched the cut of the movie with narration and felt that like it wasn't clicking for him. He wasn't vibing with it, sort of thing. I think if we had approached that conversation from the point of the movie is this, Zach thinks it's this, he disagrees with, he doesn't like, I think there's a way you can phrase your perspective and opinion in a positive way, which nourishes collaboration and kind of a team mentality rather than it's me versus you or it's us versus this thing. It's like I would much rather be like us all trying to make the best movie possible. So I frame those moments in cause of effect. The movie makes this choice that makes me as an audience member feel this way. If that's what you're going for, great. If that's not what you're going for, you might want to consider that. And I think that fosters a lot of collaboration. Now, looking back, I do think that I'm very proud of the work that everybody did, but I think I could have done a better job as a director, being a better tastemaker, because I think there were so many different voices and opinions that I was listening to and giving. Yeah, I mean, these guys all saw it. Like Zach and Bradir, like the last day, I'm like, we're not going to change this movie and we need to finish it. And then there's all these other ideas and I go in and I think about it and then I go and make those changes, even though I said I wasn't going to.
Mm.
And I don't necessarily regret all of those. I don't regret every kind of bit of feedback that I took, but I do think that it gets very messy after a year and a half of editing and working on a project where when you want to give everybody a chance and a say in something, I think I feel like I've lost the plot in my own movie, so to speak, because there were so many cooks in the kitchen, for better or for worse. As a filmmaker, I kind of lost sight of the end goal to a certain extent, I think, to it. And that's not to say that I'm disappointed with the movie or that, I regret collaborating or anything, nothing like that. But I think I should have done a better job at like knowing exactly what I wanted, with the whole overall of the movie rather than key sequences or moments, if that makes sense.
Mm. I understand what you mean, Jordan, because I had a somewhat similar thing. It wasn't even with a finished. Nathan will know what I'm talking about. With a certain script instead, where I would say I was being a bit hypercritical of criticism that I wasn't even getting yet from for a project that wasn't even finished. I guess being written.
And I will say this, David, about that movie is Caleb and I read that first script you gave us, and we were like, holy shit. Honestly, that first script is so good. That's the truth. Like, Caleb and I still adore that first script. When you made the second script, we were like, oh, man, this steps away from a lot of the stuff we liked. Mm-hmm. But if that is the movie you want to make, I mean, again, you do what you will. I was going to say, Caleb and I definitely feel like going like the way you were originally going just works so well. That's just where we think.
Had more of an individual voice in there. Would you say that?
Very much so. Okay. It's like its own entity. Like both scripts are their own entity, basically, with very similar ideas.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I can see that. But anyways.
Yeah.
The one that was on screen.
Nate, what is your cat's name? That was Lucky Lucky. She's a Hawaii cat. We have two cats. That is Lucky Lucky. She is the one that has social anxiety, and Bunny is the attention whore, and she's the one that shows up in every single movie of ours whenever it's at my place.
Yeah. She sees the camera and she's like, oh, hey. So why she
Literally.
Nathan, was there any heated moments on Chlorine Kills?
Oh.
No. Let's do it.
Advice for future directors, whoever they may be. I don't know what that's referring to, but yes. Yes.
Advice for
My advice is going to, well, yeah.
Wait, I think he was responding to something.
Oh, yeah.
That we were talking about, but I don't know. Was Baby Driver an inspiration for LBS? I felt they shared a similar DNA in terms of plot structure. Not at all. Not at all. Wasn't thinking about it. But I like that connection.
It's a great
when
movie.
I'm looking back at it, I can see that.
I mean, there's a bit of that in the chase scene. I mean, you kind of say Baby Driver-esque sometimes, but it's not even like full. It's just kind of a slight little like.
Edgar Wright has too much money to do what we did on LBS.
Yeah,
very true.
That's what I'll say.
Sure.
Also notice a little Breaking Bad, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I do think that the Chlorine universe as a whole is influenced by Breaking Bad. Agreed. And the good, the bad, the ugly was certainly a story-wise structure, like story-wise, like a reference point, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when it comes to crime and Western, it's like, yeah, that's kind of unavoidable. You're going to have subconscious references to that.
I feel like that's like perfect for this is one of the few times I'll actually give Yakima props, but that I feel like that's where Yakima actually excels in that department for pulling off that vibe, that Breaking Bad and Western vibe.
Oh yeah. There's an interesting conversation between Dan and Joel here.
Oh, really?
Or I'm not Joel, not Alex. $5 film school is chaos. Every movie is shouting match. No way. Are you able to compartmentalize and return to normal afterwards? Or does it making movies take a toll? Feel free not to answer. Just curious. Danny says every movie is a constant battle of me. Joel, take 5, but we usually brush it off.
And then Mr. Friendly was like,
that's also how you know you guys love each other too. So if you're willing to kind of like, I don't know, as much as I hate debating and stuff like that, if you're willing to yell at each other for a few times, like you're an old married couple or like brothers and stuff like that, that's how you know you've already
Yeah.
I don't think Caleb and I can get into a screaming match. I'll tell you that much. That'd be too much for us.
I hate matches too. I mean, I grew up around them, so sorry. Anyways, a little depressing. So
what sequence took the longest to film? Was it much easier to film than expected? I think the longest scene to film was either the end climax. It's probably the end climax, but it also could have been the car chase, or not the car chase, the build up to the car chase, the side of the road. And it also could have been the shootout at Lorenzo's house.
That was fun.
Can I give my
about what sequence took the longest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was actually Riley's house.
That's the one I was going to say, because we were there till like 2 a.m.
That's true.
And then when you came back for reshoots, you came to finish it.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. I think, well,
good point.
Yeah, I think you're right. One of those. Yeah. What was easier to film than expected? Dude, nothing was easy.
No.
I think my favorite stuff to shoot was the stuff where I was not on screen.
That's always good.
That's always
certainly makes your job easier.
But in terms of an actor, I loved shooting the car stuff with Vanessa. That stuff was very easy to shoot. That was honestly actually super easy to shoot. So that might even actually be it.
Yeah. Hey, it's just, if anything, it looks like in real time, like chemistry tests between you two. That's what I love about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just
iron sharpens iron, right? Your final products are always so strong, consistent quality, great collaborative team. I don't know if that's to us or Dan. Probably Dan.
I think that's probably Dan. Yeah. I will say.
Bye, Alex.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going? Goddamn. Yeah. Later, Alex.
Yeah. Getting to work with Joel and Dan on the movie that I was a part of was really cool to see how they handled those sort of disagreements, because it's very Chicagoan, but also at the same time was like very mature at the same time, which I thought was really cool. And ultimately, those conversations always better the product in one way or another. So, yeah.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Joel Dick and I got into a huge argument right before making One Shot. I went to my room, closed the door, and told him not to speak to me until we filmed.
I mean,
I don't know if I could. That would happen on with Ethan and I or Zach and I.
But I
Definitely haven't gotten there yet.
No, we haven't gotten there. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way to do it too, but I think that it's just personality type. Some people they do that. Some people don't. That's cool. And I agree. I think One Shot is one of your guys' best.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites.
Super sick.
What do you think worked out best in the final product? Car chase, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the musical number, the music video. In my opinion. Oh, and David's dead.
Lorenzo.
Just
dead.
like in LBS. Maybe I think his phone died because it says he's still connected, but
yeah.
What do you guys think in LBS?
What worked best in the final product?
Yeah, what was the best part?
Yeah, I would say car chase. But I think part of that was just seeing it from conception through the editing process all the way through to the end was a very satisfying experience for me personally, at least. I also think how we use the ties to the mentor work very well in my opinion. Kind of striking that balance, because I know something that Jordan would say is that LBS was created with the intention of the viewer having the ability to watch it without having seen the mentor, but the experience having been enhanced by having seen the mentor, if you have seen the mentor. And I feel like it strikes that very unique and interesting balance by giving you what you need for somebody who hasn't seen the mentor, while also rewarding people who have seen the mentor. And I think that was a great strength of this movie, because as somebody who is a very big fan of the mentor, it was particularly satisfying. So, yeah.
David, what do you think worked out best in the final movie of LBS?
Sorry, I had to. Sorry, I dipped out for a second. Not by choice. My mom called me.
I was forced to.
Literally, because I'm on my phone right now, so just letting you know that.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Hey, same here. Anyways, what I think worked out best for the final product. I feel like my answer is just gonna be super generic, but just like seeing everybody, show their A game and prove to the world what we did. I got to, somewhat playing a leading role. Then I can only speak for myself, but I'm like I said, I have nitpicks and whatnot, but I'm proud that I was able to help us all pull off what we were able to do. So I don't know. Yeah. Then I love the fact that I can show. I'm also proud that I can somewhat show my family something that that they can
stomach
in a way. Well, funny enough, my mom she still refuses to watch this movie because she refuses to see me as a villain. Yeah,
when she's older.
Yeah, I know, but that was been like the whole thing. First, I told her I was like, yeah, I have a movie coming out, and then she's like, it's like, oh, is it R-rated or is it PG-13? I'm like, it's R-rated. It's like, oh, dang it. It's like, I don't want to see you. In R-rated movies. I'm like, oh, you want me to do one worse? I'm the bad guy. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, I definitely don't want to see it. I guess when she saw the trailer, I guess her heart shattered.
That's funny.
Which that means I did a good job.
Yeah. Take that as the weirdest compliment.
I will take that as the weirdest compliment.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah. Anyways,
my answer to that question, though, Mr. Friendly, is worked out best in the final product. I'm biased. I am so fucking biased. I actually think the ending concert scene worked out way better than I thought it was even going to.
Worked out better than everybody thought it was going to.
Yeah. To be honest, I
had faith in it. I knew what was going to happen.
It was like we all knew, like, oh yeah, this is badass. This is cool. When we were shooting it, I was like, oh, this is cool. I had no idea what Jordan was planning to do with it, and I don't think he did either.
No, I did.
He did.
I
was like,
I had the two parts of this movie that I had a clear, distinct vision that I would not accept any changes and compromises was the car chase and that concert climax sequence. Those are the two parts of the movie that I had a clear vision that I did not budge 1 inch on.
Yeah.
Art of an artist. Hey, was it virtual fist pump? Yes, sir. Because I understand what you're going for. I was like,
I'll say this.
It's always hard. It's hard to translate that to other people who don't know. But I'm not saying that anybody's dumb or anything like that. No, I'm just saying that like I understood. Like, anyways, Nathan.
Anyways, what I was gonna say is, I remember the day of shooting. I know Ethan always tells me that like you guys had a sheet and an entire like game plan of how to shoot that scene, and then Jordan, apparently in his hypnosis of being sleepy, being an EP boy, threw most of those plans out the window because we only had it the place for an hour, and basically we got the scene done, and I had no doubts that it was great. I just had no idea how cool it was going to be. I didn't know how you were going to edit it, Jordan. That's the truth. I had an idea. I had a rough vision of what you were going to do with it. And like, I don't know. It's funny because it was quicker than I thought it was going to be, but it worked so well with how crazy it went. And it was cool. And the reason why I'm biased is because that was my last time ever playing Mason.
Hey.
It's true. No, it's a great sequence. I think what helped for those challenging days, because that was a sequence that was ran up to time stuff, was I had boarded it and I storyboarded it and I knew exactly how I was going to edit it. So I knew the coverage that I needed and the types of shots that I needed. We had to change the kind of like, time and lighting permitting. We had to change that around a little bit, but I knew how it was going to be edited and I knew how the sequence would play out. So that was, that was super fun. Super fun thing.
It was. And yes, I would say I'll also echo the car chase scene was amazing.
Agreed.
Because now I'll say that I did have a slight moment of when you told me what the car chase was gonna be, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, oh wait, no, this is actually gonna be. I was afraid it was gonna turn into Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Right.
If you guys know what that is.
No idea.
Oh, I'll show you guys later. It's a video game that came out in the 80s, and yeah, it's a whole mess, but you'll see. Anyways.
I knew it would be awesome because I thought it was awesome. It was going to be awesome. And I'm going to do it again.
Awesome.
I'm going to do it again, too. Don't you fret.
You won't. No balls. You won't.
Let's see.
Bet.
I believe all of you have written, directed, and acted. How would you rank these personally in terms of how difficult and enjoyable they are? Let's just go with the hardest and most fun.
Yep.
Holy
ranking.
moly.
What was the most hard shoot you've done? What was the most fun shoot you've ever
done? Just in general?
Yeah, of all time. Sure.
I think what he's talking about is out of the three, which one do we rank? Like, do you like writing, directing, or acting more, basically?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Based on /enjoyability.
That makes way more sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm still in the baby. I'm still in the baby stage. So but
Yeah, I mean, just tell us about the baby stage then.
So then, as of right now, I love the. So what would it say? Written, directed, and acted. So, how do I rank these personally? I would put maybe acting like what would we be ranking by? Like, should I do like what 1 to 10? Like, or what?
No. Just put them in order. Number 1, most enjoyable to like hardest.
Okay, number 1 most enjoyable for me would be writing because I guess you anybody who knows me knows how many ideas I have. So
That's true.
And it's always great getting those ideas somewhat to life with words, whether it be writing them down on a little piece of paper or putting them all to the most horrifying thing ever, which is a blank page. But once you finally get that, I'm a kind of spitball that onto the pages and realize you can keep going. It's I don't know. It's a special kind of high, at least for me, and probably Jordan too. But and then next would have to be probably acting, I guess, because I've done it more often. So I kind of I think I'm able to get on a level where I can where whoever the director is, we can compromise a lot easier. As is, I'm not, like I said, I don't like debating. I don't like that. So if somebody wants something from me, I'll give it to them and to the best of their ability and whatnot. And directing, I'll put that 3, even though who knows, that might change in the future. I've always dreamed about directing more, seeing how I can get others to fulfill this my vision and hopefully see that same vision as they're portraying it. I don't know. I feel like my answer is going to be I ramble a lot anyway, so I could be talking about a whole lot of nothing too. It's just me saying that, but yeah. So first would be writing, then acting, then directing. But that's like in terms of like it's not like a like I enjoy it less. I just haven't enjoyed directing enough yet to fully see what I can do. That's my answer.
I think directing is the hardest, then acting is second hardest, and then writing is the easiest by far. Enjoyable, they're all about the same, just for different reasons, I think.
Yeah.
That's
Zach,
same as my answer, really.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
What were the 3 again? Let's see here. So
writing,
acting,
directing, acting.
In this order, probably acting, directing, writing. I enjoy writing. It's good. It's my least favorite because that's why I do improv. I like writing. I like writing when it's with someone else because then I like to collaborate with people there. Directing is super cool because I get to create the story I wanted to do in that moment with whatever material I have. And then acting, that's what got me into the game, baby. That's what got me here.
And more because you said you loved collaboration. Acting is a very collaborative thing. So
this is true. I acting was the thing that drew me in, and it just so happened to be something that I just so happened to do all the other filmmaking stuff here a bit later.
I can attest that was like his biggest thing too.
This is true. This is true.
That was our origin story.
I think the most fun out of all of them, though, is editing. That's my vote. Editing is my favorite part.
Is it? Hell yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Sally.
Wrench and numbers drop was perfect. Thank you. Thank Noah Hawley and Jeff Russo for that one.
Wait.
Ernesto needs an origin story, and we need to see the first time hearing The Lion Sleeps Tonight. It should be like at the end of the movie where he's like waiting in line and there's a guy next to him who's singing that song and it's the Fantastic Four and he goes, "Wait, say that again."
Yes, I agree.
No.
I agree.
It's like, The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Great. It's
And
amazing.
then Alvaro just
No,
laughs
that's
and he puts on his sunglasses.
The John Lennon sunglasses.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious about what Addy just said right there. It says Devil of Yakima is in pre-production.
What?
Interesting. I have no idea what that is.
Huh?
Me neither. I'm not
Outside
sure
of our
if the joke-
movie.
I wonder if they're
Whoa! Woo! And that is why they called me the Devil of Yakima.
The devil.
Yakima.
Interesting.
Is it,
Yeah,
okay,
I have no idea.
Is there any information on the page?
Yeah.
No idea. I don't
No.
see anything.
Yeah, I
Jamie,
think
pull that up.
They're just
Not
they're
our
just-
project.
They're just making jokes. I see
Who's
this.
gonna be young Jamie? I can't be young Jamie because I'm on an iPhone.
That's fair. Understood. I'm on a computer and an iPhone.
I'm a computer. So you can be Jamie. Yeah, now we got to get some smelling salts. Play around with them.
Yeah, just because I'm not sure if they would want to hear it, but I'm gonna talk about something I thought about making a while ago. If that's all right.
Do it.
You
I
won't.
see.
Do it.
Oh,
Do
sorry.
it.
I was just trying to build it into existence. Just riffing. So I'm about to make you really sad right now, and that's okay. So coming off the high of making The Mentor specifically, and like right after The Mentor had just come out, and Little Black Submarines had just got done shooting, and all this other stuff, I was like, oh man, there's an Alvaro movie to be made. There's an Alvaro prequel to be made. And the movie was literally going to be about the bank heist that happens in the documentary in LBS. And it was going to be a chlorine movie that takes place like in the 70s or 80s. And it was going to take place, and it was going to bring all these characters that we kind of met, like Jeremy's character, the boss character, and the mentor. It would be Alvaro. It would potentially be some newer characters that die off at the end of the movie. We would see a baby Gloria, maybe a sibling or two. Maybe we would even go as far to see the family dying at the end of the movie. It's like there was a lot of ideas there. Like the entire thing was going to be a bank heist movie in the chlorine universe and a period piece. So there was a plan. But you see, I am so chlorined the fuck out right now. I am tired, and I want to make other things. I love chlorine, but I think everyone else has got that down now.
Waiting for Dan to come out here. Just like, no, you are making more chlorine.
Yeah. You're making more. I
Good.
had 3 different chlorine movies lined up that I was gonna make, and I'll state them now. The first one was gonna be the bank heist movie that I just spoke about, and then I never did it. The second one was one that happened even before LBS, which was The Mentor 2, which was going to be about Gloria helping this young girl get away from some bad people, like in the business. But then LBS happened. The third movie was also The Mentor 2, involving Mason coming back to Yakima. And then, well, he just did stuff from there, really. And there's even a fourth chlorine movie that I will not mention because it just relates to other things happening at the moment. And I will leave it there.
Yeah. I mean, if it helps anything, one of the script that was briefly mentioned, there was almost talks of me like I was possibly gonna set it in the chlorine universe just because, as is, I wrote that in mind that there was no crime movies, crime folk film movies, or like before even the folk filmmaking thing happened.
Yep. And now it's like it's a dime a dozen.
Yeah, now it's like a dime a dozen. I don't care. Mine's still my own.
Yeah, exactly. It's very much you. That's the cool part.
And I'm glad that you guys were able to see or saw that at least because I did ask them.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that even before we saw the chlorine movies. You know, I don't know, but either way, Zach, it looks like you have something to say.
Zach, yeah, you.
I cannot say anything.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Nathan is right. I all I will say is I am inserting something for the record for the 3 people that come back and watch this live stream.
Do it
Much later. That is all I will say.
Do it.
There's 5 people watching now, Zach, so you should be careful.
That was a close one.
6.
Sorry,
Someone just joined.
Things have been said. That's all I will say.
I think I've talked about this with you guys before, but I guess I can say it publicly. With Chlorine, it's one of those things. After LBS, I was like, as a director, I'm done. Like, I don't want to play in this universe anymore. In terms of kind of like Nathan, I want to move on to other things. Dan asked me to write Chlorine 3 with them, and I'm like, absolutely, because they came with an awesome pitch, and it sounded something exciting. And the most exciting thing was I didn't have to worry about directing it. So
yeah,
it's right. And I was like, yeah, sure. And in fact,
10.
I've actually written a novelization of LBS. It exists. I haven't edited it yet. I might ask my girlfriend to do that because she's edited books before, and I might post it. But I don't know. It might just live on Google Drive for now but the whole manuscript exists. It's like 50,000. It's like 55,000 words or something like that. It's the length of a novel. It exists, and that's fun. So as a writing thing, Chlorine is a really fun universe to play in. And the only other, there's 2 times. I'm not going to share the other one. I think it gives a little too much away. But the only other time that I've been tempted to direct another Chlorine movie was I think it'd be really fun to do a prequel film about a young woman who wants to be a musician, and she's struggling to make a living, and she's got this little kid who's like 1 or 2 years old, and she's trying to find that thing of responsibility where she's like, I want to pursue my dream and become a musician, but I also got this kid at home, and I can't abandon him, but I really want to chase my dream, but I have this kid, I have this responsibility, and she's caught between these 2 things. And it'd be a real not Jordan Ross type movie. I think it actually may be an awesome Caleb Robinson type movie, but I'd love to see it. So if I would direct it, if it was possible to make, I'd direct it.
Cool.
And obviously, the woman would be Dylan's mom, and the little boy would be Dylan, and be about Dylan's mom, struggling to be a single mother. I think that'd be really cool. But there's not very many young actresses who look and sound like Nora Jones around. Period pieces are hard, so that'd be difficult. It'd be impossible, pretty much. So
something Caleb and I have talked about. Sorry, Zach, you were going to say something again.
Yes.
Was I?
I don't know.
Oh no, I was just nodding along with what Jordan was saying because he's told me that pitch before.
Got it. Got it. So, what I was going to say, by the way, is this Chlorine thing is going to it's going to get out. It's going to be it's going to get out of hand real quick. This is all we'll say is it's going to get out of hand real quick. And it's one of those things where I loved making The Mentor. I loved making Little Black Submarines. But I know if I help with every Chlorine movie that comes out, I'll die. Because
facts.
This is the truth.
I'll kill you before you die, but making Chlorine.
Exactly. So with that being said, it's like every single Chlorine movie I've ever touched has had some fucking cursed stuff behind it. I tell you what. Yeah. Like,
I'll tell you what, that dang old Chlorine movies.
Yeah, literally. Chlorine, the first one that I ever was a part of, literally, I was 5 seconds away from being killed off and never getting a chance to play this character again. So I was like, okay, shit.
Hey, you gotta make an impression. So.
Exactly. So then I was like, oh, thank God, I get to live. And then I begged Dan to be in Chlorine Kills, and then it happened. I haven't touched on it, but Chlorine Kills definitely had its fair share of crazy-ass moments. That's Dan's place to talk. And let's just say, when one man must pee next to the poo. There was some plumbing problems. It was a hell of a time. I hope Dan's watching this later and being like, "You son of a bitch." But
not the only plumbing problems that we had.
I was just gonna say, I can't wait for Chlorine Kills. Yeah. Thank God the plumbing problems aren't in the movie.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say.
Got him. Got him.
Flooring Kills does that. Then
Agreed.
then-
Agreed. Mr. Friendly. Agreed.
It's an awesome movie.
it is amazing.
It
There's
is
a
an
bird-
awesome movie. Sorry. I was just trying to figure out where the hell that would fit into the story.
What? Oh.
The plumbing problems.
I hate you because I started thinking of it too.
Yeah.
The Mentor, a lot of stuff happened. I actually think it was the smoothest chlorine movie, weirdly enough. That's the funny part. Then Little Black Submarines happened, and it's a week of shooting and a year and a half of planning and 2 years altogether of bullshit. But like, it was a behemoth. It was a crazy one.
The
A lot of
Bohemoth.
crazy shit happened with that movie.
Behemoth, by the way. But I love that we all say Bohemoth. I say it sometimes.
Got it.
Behemoth.
I've never said that word in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you have. Shut up.
I'm gonna go get some food and I'm gonna go pee. So
TMI.
I'll return here in a moment.
That's not TMI. He's just being a guy. Anyways.
Any more questions?
Any more questions?
Yeah. Where do we go from here?
I can't see. I don't know how many people are watching because I'm still stuck on the little
5. We got
Five.
cinco personas in la chat.
and I thought that La Chat was cat.
Oh, that's a cat. We don't have 5 people in a cat. That'd be disgusting.
That would be. I mean, also it'd probably be felony, but
I would hope so.
yeah. So I'll question for you guys. So what are you guys gonna be doing later
Today,
today?
try to buy Oasis tickets.
Oh yeah. Yes. Hey,
you haven't
funny.
heard.
I had a little conversation yesterday about Oasis that I was like, I don't know. It's just like, hey, I feel bad for them now because they're only just known as the guys with Wonderwall.
I mean, that's every band with a hit
Yeah.
single. That's
Anyway,
every band.
Well, because I mean, the guy that I'm friends with, he's a huge fan of we have a little it's Beard Monkey Guitars. I go there pretty often now, and I chat with the guy who owns it or runs it. Andrew is his name,
Mhm.
and he's a huge Radiohead fan. So
Right.
yeah, but it's always funny whenever was it he always puts on like the live performances and stuff like that, but then every time they put on Creep, he's like, God damn it, and then he changes it.
See, I love Oasis, and Wonderwall is memed a bunch, but I still love that song.
It's a good song though.
You know,
I
think-
think what's more, if something there's that unwritten rule, which is if it's memed to death, that means it's quality.
yeah,
So,
for sure.
anyways, favorite Cody Clark movie?
Favorite Cody Clark movie for me, Ramekin 2.
Ramekin 2. That's a good one.
You know, I need to look at a list. Let me go to his YouTube page.
I think for me, it would either it's a toss up between either. I mean, I do like Brown. It's between Mute Date and probably. I do like Blurry Finger. It's such a chaotic movie, and it's a very me movie.
Gosh, Blurry Finger's hilarious.
It is, yes, it's great. And it's just two people. It's just doing proving that you can make a movie out of anything.
I think Ramekins, both of those. I think that the No Shark movies are pretty interesting as well. I like those.
They're all enjoyable in their own unique way, though. I feel like I still need to watch Oscars. I have it.
I think. You know, I think I'll agree with you, Mr. Friend. I think Ramekin 2, probably. Ramekin 2.
What I like about Ramekin 2 is that it stops being a horror movie. It's a movie about filmmaking.
Yeah.
So it's here we go. Here's my.
There you go. You got the collection.
My Bodie Blark. And
I have all of his movies up until
I don't know if you see it, but I have it
Blurry
signed.
Finger.
But,
Yeah, nice. Blurry Finger is the most recent DVD I have. I have all of his movies, Blurry Finger and before.
Yeah, and then Oscars. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cody Clark. I don't know if he's here right now. Is he?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
He's in New York time. It's probably like midnight there.
Midnight. I mean, hey, I don't sleep neither. So.
Favorite Maya Deren film? I'd say At Land for sure, but like Mesh is like classic. You can't go wrong with that one. But also, I think Ritual and Transfigured Time in many ways that really was a strong, like that encapsulated so much of what she was about in filmmaking, and I like that about it. Meditation on Violence and also choreography, studying choreography is pretty good. Good little experiments. Very Eye of Night is awesome. It's too short. I wish she was longer. But Witch's Cradle, I think, would have been really interesting had she finished it. Like there is footage that exists and you can watch it, but she didn't finish the movie. I think she ran out of funding.
Oh.
But I think the imagery of At Land, I think, is what I like the most personally. And while we're at it, what's everybody's favorite David Lynch movie?
See, what's funny is that I need to watch more, but at the moment for me, the one I can't stop thinking about still to this day has to be. I have it right here actually, so let me just.
While David's looking for his favorite David Lynch movie, everybody think of any more questions you want to ask. I think we're at the 2-hour mark. If people want to keep chatting, we'll keep chatting, but I think we're at a good place to wrap it up. But so think about any questions and type them in the chat.
I need to organize my movies right now, but
Nathan, Zach, favorite David Lynch movie? I'd say Eraserhead personally. Eraserhead.
Eraserhead.
I almost said Twin Peaks, but I was like, that's a show.
Well, counts.
It's a
He
show.
did a movie. Well, he did Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, the movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I need to watch that then.
Well, we watched was it I Saw the TV Glow. I feel like there's a lot of Blue Velvet in I Saw the TV Glow.
Yeah.
Me personally. A lot of people say there's more Twin Peaks, even the director, but I felt I'm a more Blue Velvet in that.
I haven't seen Blue Velvet, but I need to watch it.
Or another one actually, and I'm struggling whether or not I want to show Nathan either Blue Velvet or The Straight Story, but The Straight Story is amazing.
And this is a good time to mention, I've never seen any David Lynch
or
movie.
A Straight Story.
Yeah. With that being said, his performance in Fablemans is good.
Tell me you want to be a picture maker.
Oh yeah, Lost Highway. What's the?
I gotta
Mulholland
watch
Drives. That one's great.
I've still got to watch Mulholland Drive as well.
So good.
I've seen Fire Walk with Me. Fire Walk with Me was horrifying. It's probably from what I hear, that's like the darkest that Lynch has gone.
Yeah, some good stuff.
It's amazing though.
Good
I need
stuff.
to see more Lynch.
Yeah.
Favorite 2024 Oscar films? Like what was nominated for Oscars, or like what was made, like the Oscar challenge thing?
Like Bill Haver Oscars? Or,
I think he means Bill Haver.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen enough to be able to say for those.
And unfortunately, I'm a bit of a poser. You think I watch movies?
Yeah, you think I watch movies?
I'll say Bear Trap. How about that? But if it's the Oscars, what was nominated?
I'll say Pizza House. How's that?
I really liked Oppenheimer.
I think Pizza House.
That was good. If we're talking about that, though, that's a good question. I don't know.
Well, yeah, Jordan was asking, like, what?
Vanessa's here.
No,
hello, Vanessa, the star of Little Black Submarines.
Yes.
How's it going?
Gloria herself.
Who would win in a fight, McDonald's or Taco Bell? Taco Bell fight dirty. Taco Bell would fight like.
Listen, in terms of potential for projectile, Taco Bell.
Yes.
McDonald's is like it's a clown. It's too squeaky clean. Taco Bell's like.
It is not squeaky. Yeah,
Taco Bell's
cheap.
Listen, if you're actually trying to fight, Taco Bell is going to give you a lot more ammunition than McDonald's. That's all I'm going to say.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Taco Bell has seen these streets. That's all I can say.
They're from the streets. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. McDonald's, like that's they clowns.
Like clowns.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
And they're clowning on the clown right now too. So
yeah, Taco Bell. They have a whole ass guard dog in a Chihuahua. You know,
a fierce warrior, a warrior of the prairies of the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Ronald to this beast?
Sorry, now whenever I think of Ronald McDonald, I just think about I was watching the Bill Burr his like little take on McDonald's. He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? He's like, if I ever get him own McDonald's one day, he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring back that freaking clown. I'm just gonna have them look dead I'm gonna have a commercial of him just looking dead into the soul of the camera and just like tell you what, you're gonna get off your ass. You're gonna go get yourself a Big Mac right now. It was so great. It was funnier because Bill Burr saying it too.
Yeah.
But just thinking about just how hot, like the kind of like the Filippo brothers, like Ronald McDonald shorts, the Raka Raka guys, the guys that made Talk to Me. It's still crazy that they made Talk to Me because Talk to Me is so different from their.
It's so good. So let's see. Sorry, what did Vanessa say again? In between sets at the moment.
She. What are you talking? That was the question we were just talking about.
We were just talking about
McDonald's
that.
or Taco Bell.
Well, I knew that, yeah, but I was seeing what she said though. Like I was like, she said hi, but she's in the middle of sets right now.
Yeah. Hi, Nesser.
Yeah.
Gotta head out. All love you, Vanessa. We'll see you next time. We'll get you in here at some point.
Oh yeah,
Nessie. I named you after the Loch Ness monster.
Good stuff, Nessie. God damn it.
Yeah. I still got to watch all those movies. I got to watch them by myself, though.
So, are we reaching the end here?
We might be reaching the end. If anyone's got, let's put you got like 2 minutes to submit a question.
So
if there's no questions, we're gonna cash out.
What are you guys gonna be doing this weekend?
What
are you doing?
Yeah, just like
I'm working tomorrow morning. And then I'm hoping to receive feedback on a scriptment that I am revising tonight. So,
hell yeah! What about you, Nathan?
I work tomorrow. Sunday, I don't know yet. And Monday, we are holding auditions for The End.
Ooh,
that is sick. Okay.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I have. By the way, updates. By the way, Nathan, I have Labor Day off. But I'm back on days.
Oh shit! Okay, David, we'll have to
finish the project now.
And Jordan, what are you going to be doing this weekend?
I'm meeting up with Ghoul Capone on Sunday.
Yeah.
Zach, you'd probably be welcome to come. I'll text you the details.
Oh yeah.
Noon, for a couple hours. But I'm pitching them a project thing, so that's on Sunday. Yeah. It's really my only plan. Yeah, that's it. Other than that, I'm just hanging out. It was the first week of school this week, so I've been busy.
That's right.
So surprise, I might be. I'm taking a little day trip to Portland tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah, and not for the reason that you think. It's for a really dumb reason.
What are you going down to Portland for?
Because you guys have better guitar stores than we do. So
that's very true.
And I want to go and find at least one of the very few ones because I want to try out a bass that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while and see if it's like truly the one.
Nice.
I like it. My brain is dead right now. I have nothing to ask. Hey, that's okay, acceptable. Mr. Friendly. That's totally cool. We appreciate you for being here. Well, no one's has any questions, so I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
That was my last question. There's what are you guys doing? Just so I can tell you guys, I'm like, hey, I'm coming up to Portland.
Well, yeah, shoot us a text. Well, we'll talk after this. Yeah, we'll talk after this. So yeah, everybody who's watched, thank you so much for tuning in. This is really fun. This next week, we're gonna have a video. You're gonna see it. It's gonna be about the editing of Little Black Submarines, but it's gonna talk about the extended version. And there's gonna be a link in the video. So if you want to see the extended version of Little Black Submarines, you can check it out there. Yeah, so it's like a 3 hour, or it's 2 hours and 50 minutes. I give a little preamble, but yeah, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for other videos. And
Jordan,
yeah,
can I recommend one thing real quick on live stream so people guilt trip you to do it?
Yeah.
You should do a video on writing this movie with Josh Bailey.
With Josh Bailey. Josh didn't write
You mean
it.
Andrew Price?
Andrew Price, forgive me.
No.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that earlier. Yeah, that's the next video I have lined up to do.
Hell yeah, very good.
Is writing.
Okay,
it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
All right.
All right.
But yeah,
Sorry,
thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
All right, see y'all.